I'm recapping the previous class. Okay. Coming to the problem definition. Okay. In the association analysis for presentation, we are going for binary representation. Okay. For that, we have taken the example related to the market basket data. Okay. How we are going to represent the information. Okay. Of that is market basket in the form of binary representation. Here we are going to represent the information in the form of rows and columns. Means in the rows we will have the different purchases that will be represented in the form of transactions, and the column represents the different corresponding items that is purchased by the different users in different transactions. Okay. Here one represents the item is purchased. Okay. Zero represents that item is not purchased. Okay. One means the item is purchased, that is item is present. Zero means the item is not purchased. Okay. Let us see the diagram for that one. Okay, here this is the market basket transactional data. Here by transactional data this means 5 persons have purchased different items. First item, first transaction, 1 person. Okay, they have purchased bread and milk. Okay, that we have represented in the binary representation, that is the bread we have placed one and milk in place of milk we have placed the one. All the remaining places are zero, means they have not purchased that one. Overall, 6 items have there in the supermarket place. That is bread, milk, diaper, beer, eggs, coke. These are the items. That is 6 items here they have represented, and 5 transaction means 5 purchases. That is represented. One means the item is purchased. If you observe here, milk they have purchased. That is why one is there. Diaper they haven't purchased. That is why zero is there. This way they have represented the information in the form of 5. Okay. Okay. Normally here the item set is consists of all the items that is there in the supermarket. That is here we are representing with I consists of the set of items I1, I2, I2 means there how many items are there in the supermarket, and transactions we are going to represent in the form of T1, T2, T3 and Tn. Okay, these are all set of transaction and means and purchases happened in the supermarket. Okay. And guys, and each transaction TI contains subset of items that is chosen from I. If you observe here, okay, the previous slide, okay, in the first transaction only they have purchased the 2 items. Okay, that is there in the item set. Here overall 6 items will be there. In that those items they have purchased is milk and bread only. That is the subset of overall I. Okay, that's they have explained. Nothing is there. Please. Okay, and the collection of one or more items we call them as a K item set. Here 6 items are there. Okay, any item set. Okay, that is belonging to the overall item set. We call them as a K item set. Here milk, bread, diaper. This is one example related to item set. Okay. Okay. What is meant by support code? What is meant by support code? That is the transaction that contains the particular item set. Okay. In the overall transaction, how many times that particular item set is repeated, that we call them as a support count. Support count is nothing but, okay, in the overall how many transaction that particular item set, that is repetition. Okay. Or suppose I want to know the milk and bread related support count, means in the overall 5 transactions we have to check, okay, how many milk and bread repeated in the overall 5 transactions, that we call them as a support count. In the mathematical, how we are going to represent is okay, support count of x equal to, that is equivalent to Ti. Okay, where x, that is a subset of Ti. Here Ti belongs to T overall transactions. Okay, let us take one example here. What is the support count of milk, bread, and diaper? Okay, for that calculation, how many times of milk, bread, diaper are repeated in the overall transaction? Let us go for the data. Milk, bread, diapers. Okay, milk, bread, diaper లేదు ఇక్కడ. Milk, bread, diaper లేదు second transaction. Milk, bread, milk, bread, diaper లేదు. Okay, milk is there, bread is there, diaper is there. One time repeated. Milk is there, bread is there, diaper is there. Two times. Overall, these three items are repeated five times. In the out of five transaction, two times they have repeated. That is the support count of milk, bread, diaper is two guys. So overall, three items has to be there in the transaction. That is why here and this one, these two transaction contains the overall bread, milk, and diaper. That is why the support count is only two times. In this way, we are going to calculate the support count. Okay, like for the bread and diaper, it is 3, and its support count of milk, beer, coke, that is equivalent to 1 guys. That is equivalent to 1. Okay. In this way, we are going to calculate the support count. Okay. Let us go to the association rule. Okay. Association rule. Okay, that is in the form of x to y guys. X arrow to y. Here x and y are disjoint items. Normally those two are item sets. Okay, here and particularly x and y are disjoint items. There is no common point in between the x and y guys. There is no common point in between the x and y. That is why, okay, here that is why the how they are represented mathematically means, okay, x intersection y, that is equivalent to x intersection y. Okay, and one more thing, guys, related to these association rules, how we are going to calculate the strength related to these association rules, that is based on the support and confidence, guys. Okay, with the help of this support and confidence, we are going to calculate the strength of association rule. Okay, we are going to calculate the strength of association rule with the help of support and confidence. Right? Okay, what is meant by support and what is meant by confidence, we are going to see, guys. Okay, strength of association rules we can measure with the help of support and confidence. Okay, the support means how often the rule is applicable for the given data set, that we call them as a support set. Okay, normally, guys, it is the fraction of transaction that contains the item set, the fraction of transactions that contains the item set, that we call them as a support code. Confidence means this is how we are going to calculate means the frequency of item in Y that appear in the transaction that contains X. Okay, that is the confidence. Okay, support count, support and confidence. Okay, support and support count are both are different, guys. In this point also you have to remember support count is different and support is different. Okay, right? This is the fraction of transaction that contains the particular item set, that we call them as a support. Support count means the particular item set is repeated in the overall number of transactions. That is, we call them as a support count. Yes. For calculating the support, okay, we are going to use the support count. Yes. For calculating the confidence order also, we are going to use the support. Okay. So these are the formulas for the support, okay, and confidence, guys. Support of x to y. This is the association rule, guys. For that, I am going to calculate the support. Okay, that can be calculated with the help of support count. Support count of x union y. Okay, support count of x union y. For suppose x is having some item set and y is having some item set, the combination means the overall items in the x and y. Okay, those support count that is divided by the number of transactions, that we call them as a support. Okay, coming to the confidence, okay, for x to y. Okay, how we are going to calculate the confidence means, that is the support count. Here also the numerator is same, that is support count of x union y, but the denominator varies here, guys, for the confidence. Okay, for the support we are going to use the denominator, number of transactions. Okay, coming to the confidence, we are going to use the, okay, support count of x, support count of x. Okay, this is the symbol for the support count, guys. Okay, support count means how many, okay, how many number of times that particular item set that is repeated in the overall n number of transactions, that we call them as a support count, guys. Okay, we know the support count, we know the n. Okay, then we can calculate the support and confidence easily for particular association rule. Okay, here is the association rule, x2y x2y. This is a association rule. For that, okay, strength of how we are going to calculate means with the help of support and confidence. How we are going to calculate the support and confidence with the help of these formulas. Here, this symbol is represents support count. We know how to calculate the support count. We know the n value. We can calculate easily support. Okay. Likewise, we can calculate the confidence also. So let us take one example, guys. Then you can easily understand how you are going to calculate the support, how you are going to calculate the confidence. Here, the transaction association rule is here milk and diaper tends to beer. This is the association rule, guys. What is the meaning of this one? Means whenever they have purchased the milk and diaper, they are going to purchase the beer. That is the association rule. Okay. Milk diaper purchase system, they are going to purchase the beer also. That is the association rule. For that, I am going to calculate the support as well as the confidence. For calculating the support, we need the support count, okay, as well as how many number of transactions. Okay, here how many number of transactions are there in that given market basket data? 5 transactions are there. That is why denominator is 5. Okay, we have to calculate the support count of X union Y. That is milk, diaper, and beer. Okay, how many times this milk, diaper, and beer is repeated in the overall transaction? That is the support count of milk diaper beer. Let us check how many times this milk diaper beer is repeated. Milk diaper beer, milk diaper beer one time, milk diaper beer two times. Okay, that is 2 by 5 is the value. 2 by 5 is the value. That is 0.4 is the support for milk diaper beer. Okay, likewise, let us calculate the confidence for the milk diaper tends to be. Okay, okay, here the union by only x. That is what is the x here? Milk diaper. That is the formula, right? Here, what is the x here? Support count of x. What is the x means? Okay, here is the x. That is milk beer. Support count of milk beer. How many times milk beer is repeated in the transaction? Let us see. Okay, milk diaper kada. Milk diaper. Milk diaper. How many times milk diaper? One time, two times, three times. Three times it is repeated. That is 2 by 3, guys. That is 0.67. Okay, this way we are going to calculate the support and confidence for the association means. Okay, how, what is the use of this support and confidence means? That we should calculate the strength of the association rule. Where is the association rule here? Milk and diaper, milk comma diaper tends to be, that is the association rule. For that we have calculated the support and we have calculated the confidence. Okay. Okay, association rule discovery. Okay, association rule discovery. For calculating the association rules, okay, there are some rules are there. If you they obey those rules means those takings we can, those transactions we can take in them as association rules. Guys. How to discover the association rules? Okay, there is a set of and transactions or T transactions are there. The goal of association rule mining is to find the rules that is that obey these two rules. That is, support count is greater than or equal to minimum support. That is the one threshold thing, and the confidence is greater than or equal to minimum confidence. Okay, we have to find the all the association rules that obey these two things. That is, support count is greater than the minimum support and confidence is greater than minimum confidence. These values they will provide in the problem, guys. Okay, for finding the association rules. Okay, they give the some input data and they will provide the some support, minimum support and minimum confidence also they will provide. Okay, we have to measure the association rule based on this minimum support and minimum confidence. Okay. Okay, here for that there is a one approach is there, that is a brute force approach is there, guys, for calculating the minimum association rule to compute the support and confidence for every possible rules. Okay, here we have to there is a one thing that is a brute force approach. Okay, for calculating the minimum sound and minimum this, support and confidence for each and every possible rules. Okay. Try to understand this point, guys. Okay, for association rule mining we have to use these two rules. Okay, for there is a particular approach that is brute force approach for association rule mining. We have to compute the support and confidence for each and every possible rule. Okay, normally, guys, how many number of possible rules are that will be formed? For suppose if I am having the d items, okay, d items, okay, how many rules that we can form is r equal to 3 power d minus 2 power d plus 1 plus 1. This is the formula for that one, guys. These many number of rules will be possible. These many number of rules will be possible. That is 3 power. For suppose in the previous market basket data, how many items are there? 6 items are there. That is d equal to 6, 3 power 6 minus 2 power 7, 6 plus 1, 7 plus 1. This how many number of rules will be there for that particular one? According to the brute force, we have to calculate the 602 rules key. We have to calculate the support and confidence, guys. That is the thing, right? Previously side. What is the previously side meaning? In the brute force approach, we have to calculate the support and confidence for every possible rule. Okay, for suppose if you have 6 items, okay, how many rules will we have get? 602. For the 602 we have to calculate the support and confidence, guys. For the 602 number of rules we have to calculate the support and confidence as according to the brute force approach, right? Here we can reduce the number of rules by 80% by applying the minimum support equal to 20% and minimum confidence equal to 50%. Then we can reduce the number of rules to 80%, guys. Okay, no need to calculate the all rules support and confidence. We can reduce it by applying the minimum support 20% and minimum configuration 50% by applying this. Okay. Okay, there is a common method for that is adapted in the many association algorithms is decompose the problem into two major subproblems, guys. That one is the first one is frequent item set generation. The second one is rule generation. First, what we are going to find out is what are the items that is generated frequently that we are going to find out, And the next one is from that one we have to form the association. That is the second thing. Okay, from the first thing, what we are going to do is we have to generate all the item sets whose support is greater than or equal to the minimum support. Okay, by using this one we are going to calculate the frequent item set, guys. Okay, for all the items that is generated, we have to calculate the support based on, okay, consideration that the support count is greater than or equal to minimum support. Okay, and for the next one, for coming to the rule generation, okay, we have to follow the calculate the support and confidence for all the rules that is generated from the frequent item set. Okay, here we are going to reduce the overall things by applying by pruning method. Okay, what we are going to apply in the pruning method is, that is the minimum support and minimum confidence threshold value kante takku natlu manam we are going to remove here, guys, in the pruning rule. Okay, first thing is minimum support to calculate చేసుకుని దాని ప్రకారం we are going to generate the frequent item set generation. And the second thing, okay, we are going to calculate the support and confidence for all the rules. Okay, here we are going to prune the, means we are going to reduce the unnecessary information by applying a pruning method called that is minimum support and minimum confidence threshold కంటే తక్కువ నాటిని కూడా మనం we are going to remove here, guys. In this way we are going to reduce the number of association rules. Otherwise, if you take the 6 items, okay, if you take the 6 items, okay, we are going to produce 602 rules, guys. 602 association rules. Okay, that is why we are going to reduce it. What are the reducing techniques we are going to use? That is the first one is support that is greater than or equal to minimum support. Okay, this one we are using in the frequent items and generation. Okay, the items, that is the frequent items that is generated, that will be given for the rule generation. In the rule generation, what we are going to do is we are going to calculate the all these support and confidence for the all the rules, support and confidence for the all the rules. And we are going to know, now also we are going to reduce that one by applying the pruning rules. How we are going to apply the pruning rules means, they have to all the rules that is generated from the frequent item set has to obey the minimum support as well as minimum confidence. Those that is not obeyed this minimum support and minimum confidence thresholds, we are going to remove those ones, that we call them as a pruning. Okay, okay, understand, guys? The overall problem in the association tool mining, okay, we are going to divide that one into two sub problems. One is frequent items and generation, that is the first one. The second sub problem is rule generation. Okay, the output from the rule generation is the association rules. The output from the rule generation is the association. In the first step, what we are going to do is we are going to find out the frequent items that is generated. Okay, the items that is frequently that is purchased, that we are going to find out in the frequent items and generation. Now we are going to perform that one, okay, by applying the rule that is the support is greater than or equal to minimum support. Okay, based on that one only we are going to reduce this. Okay, and the next one of the outcomes that is generated frequently, that is generated, that will be given for the rule generation. In the rule generation, okay, what we are going to do is we are going to find out the main association, strong association rules. How we are going to find out rules means, okay, we are going to prune the number of rules by applying the things, that is the minimum support and minimum confidence threshold. The remaining things, okay, those will be eliminated. Okay, we are going to remove in the pruning process. Okay, okay, let us see the first one, guys, that is the frequent item set generation. Okay, frequent item set generation. Okay, here I am using the lattice structure, guys. Okay, for 6 member of items, that is 5 member of items, that is A, B, C, D, E. Okay, for this one, okay, I'm going to represent the overall item set in the form of lattice structure. Okay, here for suppose k items are there in the overall items. Then how many frequent items that will be generated? That is 2 power k minus 1. For suppose 3 items means 2 power 3 minus 1, that is 8 minus 1, 7 items will be there. Okay. For suppose here how many items are there? 1 2 3 4 and 5. 5 items. 2 power 5 means I think 2 4 8 16 32, right? 2 power 0 1 2 4 6 8 16 32. Overall 32 minus 1 means 31 items will be there in the my lattice structure. Okay. Understand guys how we are going to represent these different combinations of AB 5 items. Here how many items are there? A, B, C, D and E. Okay, for these 5 items I'm going to generate okay, I'm going to represent that one in the form of a lattice structure. A lattice structure. Okay. In the lattice structure it is having the all the possibilities of item sets. All the possibility of like AB, AC, likewise different combination will be there in this lattice structure. Okay. For suppose k item sets are k items are there in the market basket. Okay, how many frequent items set will be generated? That is 2 power k minus 1. Here we have to exclude the null set. Here we have to exclude the null set, guys. Here is the lattice representation, guys. Here, how many items are there? 5 items are there. That is A, B, C, and D. Here, all the possibilities of item set will be represented in this lattice, guys. How many different possibilities are? Let us check. 1, 2. We have to exclude this null. Here we have to exclude this null set. That is why I'm counting from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. That is 2 power 5 minus 1. That is the one. That is 31, guys. Okay. In the first level we have the one item set. In the second level we have the two item set, guys. Okay, different possibilities: AB, AC, AD, AE. Next, from starting from the B, BC, BD, BE. Starting from the C, CD, CE. Likewise D. This is the two combination. Likewise, three combination item set. That is ABC. Likewise, four combination. Finally, what is the last one? Okay, five combination is ABCDE. That is the representation. Here all the possibilities of item set we have represented in this lattice slice. Okay, here for suppose d number of items are there, 2 power d minus 1 number of okay item set will we can different possibilities we can get it, guys. Okay, lattice structure for 5 number of items. Write down this diagram, guys. Right, guys, this is the lattice representation for 5 number of items. All the possibilities related to the 5 items. This is the 1 item set. This is 2 item set, 3 item set, 4 item set, and 5 item set. Okay. But suppose d items are there, how many possibilities are there means 2 power d minus 1, that is 5 minus 2 power 5 minus 1 means 32 minus 1, 31 combination. Okay, here we have to explore this concept. Okay, let us go for the first thing, that is how to find the frequent items. That is the first part, right? Two parts will be there. First part is frequent item set, and the second part is uh, rules generation, right? Okay, we are in the first part, that is frequent item set. For that we are going to use the two algorithms, that is a priori algorithm and FP growth algorithm. Let us see the first one, that is a priori algorithm. By using this a priori algorithm, how we are going to find the frequent item set. Let us, okay, the a priori principle, guys. Okay, here the two principles we have to note it down. Okay, the first principle is for suppose if an item set is frequent and all its subsets must be also frequent. Item set అనేది frequent అయి ఉంటే కనుక all its subsets also frequent. And one more thing, if your item set is infrequent, okay, all its supersets must be infrequent. అంతేనే కాదు, మన ఇప్పుడు మెయిన్ గా అప్రియరీ ఆల్గోరిథం వచ్చేసి వాట్ వీఆర్ గోయింగ్ టు ఫైండ్ అవుట్ ఇస్ ఫ్రీక్వెంట్ ఐటమ్ సెట్స్. ఓకే, ఫర్ దట్ దీస్ టూ ప్రిన్సిపల్స్ ఐఎమ్ గోయింగ్ టు యూజ్ ఇన్ ద అప్రియరీ ప్రిన్సిపల్. వాట్ ఈస్ ద ఫస్ట్ ప్రిన్సిపల్ మీన్స్, ఓకే, ఐటమ్ సెట్ ఈస్ ఫ్రీక్వెంట్, ఆల్ ఇట్స్ సబ్సెట్ మస్ట్ బి ఫ్రీక్వెంట్. Okay, by using this one I am going to find out the frequent item set. Alage this second one, that will related to elimination process. Okay, here the main thing in the a priori principle is we are going to find the frequent item set, right? Okay, alage elimination process వచ్చేపాటికి, okay, if the item set is infrequent, okay, infrequent means that is not repeated frequently. If the item set is infrequent and all its subsets supersets must be infrequent, all its supersets must be infrequent. These are the two principles, guys. We are going to use these two principles in the a priori algorithm, guys, for finding the frequent item set. First principle we are going to use for the frequent item set. The second principle we are going to use it for the elimination process. Okay, infrequent item sets ni eliminate cheyadaniki we are going to use the second principle. Okay,